The hardest punches I ever took in my entire life were from an old guy, smaller than me, lighter than me. I was a kid, 19, I guess. I was working for my father in his masonry business. And I was getting full of myself. In that line of work, I didn't go to college until later on. So I was getting bigger, stronger. My arms filled out. I had muscles in my shoulders. I was strong and tan. And I knew it. But with all that came with some short answers to my mother as I grew, ignoring my little brother and sister and their needs, helping each other around the house. I didn't do it. I was turning into a punk. I gave my father some short answers at work. It got noticed. And my father he'd never yell or pull you into a corner or anything. He was a different kind of guy. He was old school. He's the man that beat me to a pulp. He took himself to the store and bought some boxing gloves, and he gave them to me, and he said, "Get downstairs." Just like that. And we put them on, and he wasn't angry. He showed me some punches, how to throw a punch, showed me some footwork, how to twist and turn, to duck a punch. And I thought it was real helpful. I said, "This is great." And he said, "Okay." Now he said, "I want you to throw some punches at me. We'll get a little more serious. We'll take this to the next step." He hit me with hooks, jabs, hit me under the ribs. Felt like I got hit with a baseball bat. He hit me in the solar plexus, knocked the wind out of me. I couldn't get a hold of myself. I was on my knees and begged him to stop. And he said, "Come on." He said, "I want to tell you something. Don't forget this. I don't ever want to see you talk to your mother like that again. And stop ignoring your brother and your sister. They are your brother and sister. You're going to be dealing with them for the rest of your life. Be kind to them. You may need them." That's the kind of guy he was. Never talked back to him. Period. I learned that. He was a kind man. He was a loving man. He was really and truly a good man. I never said that he wasn't. He was always good. But he was a drunk. And that destroyed our family for a while until he got sober. And I used to see him on his knees in the bedroom saying prayers to God. We were brought up Catholic. My father was too. We went to Catholic schools, Catholic church, Sunday school, Bible reading. And that's the way it was in our whole neighborhood. He was so happy with all of us. He couldn't contain it. He used to laugh at us and have fun with us. But he always said, "Never talk back to your mother. Never talk back to me." And when it was about 2 weeks later, I was out raking the front lawn. It was fall. I'll never forget it. And his childhood friend came around the corner in his car and pulled in the driveway. And he goes, "How you doing?" I said, "Not too bad. How's it going?" And he said, "This, that, small talk." And I said, "I had a little boxing match in the basement with my dad." And his eyes just raised and he started to laugh. He said, "How did that go?" I said, "Well, it was very one-sided. And he laughed out loud. And he said, "Did you know that he was about to turn pro?" And I stepped back and I couldn't believe it. I says, "You mean he was going to be a professional boxer?" He said, "Yes." He said, "But unfortunately, the United States Army called him in and he fought in Korea. And when he come back, he had nothing to do with that. He had my mother and started a family and became a worker, turned into an alcoholic, stopped, started praying to God. So at the end of my living at home, I saw a different man and I wasn't used to it. I wasn't used to it because it's very dysfunctional alcoholic homes. But I love the guy. And him demonstrating that when he didn't know I was looking was huge for me because I had to find out for myself. And I said, that's what he was doing. I miss him dearly. He's been gone a long, long time. But he ruled all of us kids. He kept us disciplined and loved us dearly. And I miss the man. I miss even his friend. But that's life. I'm now the old man. And I just want to say, these are things that pop into my head during the week. And it's truly wonderful. I'll never forget the good times. Meet me on Sunday mornings. I put out a video for people on Sundays. I know there's people out there struggling. Send me a message. I'd be glad to talk to you if you want. I'm Larry McDonald from Celebrating Sobriety. Have a cup of coffee with me on Sunday.